Good morning, everyone. This is Kosala, also known as Marventus. It is the weekend, it is Diablo time, and we are taking a look at the Witch Doctor today. So, quick, in-depth class guide to the Witch Doctor, the upcoming Diablo 3 game. Let's start with some screenshots. Now, as far as screenshots go, or rather concept art goes, this is pretty badass. The Witch Doctor is my favorite class in Diablo, and I am certainly going to be playing this one first. Some amazing artwork once again from the people at Blizzard. I love the fact that motion has been captured so nicely in this. It looks like he's about to enter some serious battle and kick some serious ass. Now, from the Taurentan jungles, the witch doctors are from, and in the game lore, they're generally quite a mysterious race, and people deny their existence. So we shall see how that works itself into the lore of the game as it plays out. And here we've got a much more craftier view of the witch doctor. Right, holding his little voodoo fetish in his hand there, little skull as well. Right, it's got this is a bit more WoW-like, this World of Warcraft-like style imagery going on here. And here we've got the female witch doctor. That's a saucy wench, that one. Right, not wearing a whole lot of anything, in the midst of a jungle. Right, and what is she holding there? That looks like a butcher's knife along with a staff with a skull on it, and some intriguing horns. Right, yes, very nice indeed. And over here we have the Witch Doctor in battle, right, casting some sort of intriguing spell. I'm going to guess that's a Horrify spell. We will get to spells in just a second. In fact, maybe even now. Here we have it. We're going to go through the tiers of the Diablo spells for the Witch Doctor, starting at tier 1, the Summon Zombie Dog. Now, we saw this one in the first video, the gameplay video that was released by Blizzard. Summon a zombie dog. The Witch Doctor summons a zombie dog to aid him, and apparently can have multiple dogs, up to a certain maximum per time. Nothing wrong with that. So right from the get-go, the Witch Doctor will be starting out with some companion pets, so you won't be doing stuff by yourself. That's always good. Plague of Toads releases a handful of toads that deal poison damage to anything that steps on them. Bio bombs, ladies and gentlemen, quite nice. A handful of toads that just walk around, and if you step on them, you get poisoned. Excellent. In tier 2, we've got the Zombie Charger, a reckless, suicidal zombie that charges forth, dealing poison damage to all enemies in its way. Is going to be absolutely priceless in a narrow corridor when you have a huge amount of mobs coming at you. The Corpse Spiders. Summon spiders to attack nearby enemies. Nothing terribly original about that. I have not seen any kind of screenshots or any kind of videos about that, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks visually. And the dogs, for example, come erupting out of the ground, which is very, very cool. Let's see how the spiders show up. Haunt. Haunt an enemy with a spirit, dealing arcane damage over X seconds. But if the target dies while being haunted, the spirit will automatically haunt another nearby target. That's a nice spell. You can see that one in the main video that Blizzard released as well. Over to tier 3, we've got Poison Dart. Fires a deadly poison dart that deals direct poison damage and then additional damage over time. Again, struggling to see how the visuals of this might look. Is the dart going to come out of a tube of some sort that he sticks to his mouth and blows away, or is he just going to fly at it? I have absolutely no idea. We'll have to wait and see. Grasp of the Dead. Hands reach out, slowing enemies and dealing damage per second. That can be exceedingly useful. Once again, the narrow corridor plan leaps to mind here. Hex. Summon a fetish shaman that will hex enemies into chickens. Summons a shaman that is going to convert enemies into chickens. Right, and then the hexed enemies are unable to perform any offensive actions. Excellent. I wonder if that works on multiple mobs. I'll have to wait to see that one in play as well. In case anybody missed it, the Diablo beta announcement was actually done. Apparently a beta will be out in mid to end of this year, so I'm hoping to get you some proper beta coverage later on. Sacrifice causes a zombie dog to explode, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. This was a very nice spell that was also featured in the original gameplay video that Blizzard released, where when a zombie dog starts to come close to dying, you can just sacrifice the dog, blow up a bunch of enemies, and then erupt a new dog. Excellent. Soul Harvest. Feed on the life force of nearby enemies, increasing spell damage for X seconds. Again, that sounds like a very nice spell. Tier 4, we have Fire Bats. A swarm of fury bats burn enemies in front of you. Again, corridor would be perfect for this. Locust Swarm, a plague of locusts assaults the Witch Doctor's enemies, dealing damage per second. So that's the third damage per second or dot style spell that we've seen so far. So there seems to be a trend where there's a toss out a few companions, put a bunch of dots on there, and then nuke away. Which is a very warlocky like, but I guess that actually fits in quite nice with the lore, really. Tier 5, we have Acid Cloud. Acid rain rains down, dealing initial poison damage, and then once again we've got ourselves a dot here. So AoE damage and dotting through poison. Firebomb, lob an explosive skull that deals fire damage to all enemies. This one was featured in the videos by Blizzard. Looks absolutely hilarious, well worth checking out. You'll find the link below. Horrify. Don a spectral mask that horrifies all nearby enemies, causing them to run in fear. This was an excellent spell. Again, well featured in that first video that Blizzard released. Wall of Zombies. Zombies erupt from the earth and attack nearby enemies. The Wall of Zombies spell looks absolutely excellent. It looks excellent. This is again in a video released by Blizzard. I keep saying video released by Blizzard instead of actually showing the video, because YouTube does not like it when you copy paste in videos that belong to other people. So I will link below so you can go see it instead. Gargantuan we have in tier 6, where you get a big motherfucking zombie who just shows up and starts by nuking your enemies. That should be hilarious to see. Again, no screenshots of any kind have been released on this. Mass Confusion. Incite paranoia in enemies, causing some to fight for the Witch Doctor for 6 seconds. For X seconds, sorry, not 6 seconds at all. That one was actually also featured in the original video and looks quite useful. The mass confusion goes on for quite a while as well, so you can sit there happily waiting for them to nuke each other. Pit of Fire. A gang of fetishes go tribal, causing fire damage to all enemies. I wonder what the hell that means. Right, I'm assuming that there's a bunch of fetishes, which are these little door-like things that just erupt and go running at enemies, but we'll have to wait and see. Spirit Walk. Enter the spirit realm, allowing unhindered movement for X seconds. Now this is curious. The things I've seen of Diablo so far, movement is fairly unhindered anyway, so I wonder what you're going to be trying to circumvent in the Spirit Walk, but I'll have to wait and see how that works out. And last but not least, we have Tier 7. The Fetish Army. Summon an army of fetishes to fight by your side. That's got to be hilarious to look at. Parasite. Launch a parasite at an enemy, dealing damage over X seconds. If the target dies while under the effects of parasite, a zombie dog emerges from the corpse. Again, this has got to be a wonder to actually see in practice. I'm very much looking forward to the visuals of that. Spirit Barrage. A multitude of spirit balls bombard enemies in the target area, dealing arcane damage. So again, we've got more AoE damage. So generally the theme looks to be large-scale AoE dotting, and then either fire or spirit poison based damage attacks, and then you have the companions to buff your overall survivability. That actually sounds like a pretty well-balanced concept, and it's got a little bit of the melee management and a little bit of the spell management, which is really the way I prefer to play my games as well. So I'm very much looking forward to playing this class, and this will be the first one I try out when it comes out. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of the Witch Doctor class. Make sure you do your comments below, and more will be coming in the weeks ahead as we head towards the beta. Thank you for watching, and have a lovely weekend.